Dr. Ben, check out the new background. Isn't that cool? So, found this article today and it just had such a good laugh at it that I had to make a video, okay? So, basically, 60 years ago in the 1950s, they used to treat a lot of digestive diseases like IBS and colitis and stuff like that, actually by giving people lobotomies, which essentially means that they cut out part of their brain. And of course, this is like, now it's like shameful that medicine did this, that we're giving people lobotomies, like, drilling into their brain, cutting out parts of their brain that's, turning them into zombies. It was not a good move, right? And maybe they got some relief, but the side effects are, permanent brain damage, essentially. And, it's bizarre, right? And I wish I could say that things have gotten a lot better, but we're still at this point where we're like, a lot of these doctors are like trying to cut parts out of you still. Maybe not your brain, but like your colon. Like, oh, it's not working. You have colitis. This is inflamed. Like, we're going to cut, like Joey from Full House, cut it out. Which, of course, nobody wants to be, pooping into a bag for the rest of their life. But this is, the medical strategy today to essentially just drug the disease until it gets to a point that it's just irreparable. So we just cut it out, which it's like bizarro world to me. Like it just seems like an absurd strategy. So if you're not about that, if you want another way, watch more of these videos. Check out my Digestive Rescue Blueprint guide if you haven't already. What I found interesting about this, though, was that they did understand that the problem with the digestive disease was not just in the gut, that like the brain had something to do with it, and that when they, disturbed, cut out part of the brain, that sometimes these digestive issues got better, right? But of course, that's a pretty big trade-off. Like cutting out part of your brain, I assume nobody watching this video wants part of their brain cut out, nor do they want part of their colon cut out if they could avoid doing so. But what's interesting is that they basically admitted that they knew that the brain and the nervous system had something to do with digestive disease, which is what I've been saying all along. So how about instead of cutting out part of your brain, you transform, you heal the tone of your nervous system by engaging things like meditation, breath work, getting chiropractic care, all conservative, non-violent, non-invasive things with pretty much no side effects, right? Like, let's try the conservative approach before we start cutting pieces of your brain or cutting pieces of your colon out. Just a thought, just a thought, maybe. But I think it's interesting that, a lot of this stuff, the sort of the non-mainstream medical approaches that involve like the nervous system are poo-pooed, even though 60 years ago medicine was like trying that route. They were cutting out parts of people's brains. Like, at least it was on the menu back then, right? Like it was a thought that maybe it had something to do with it. But when your only strategy is to like cut things out of you, it never really works out that well, right? So how about instead of cutting things out of you, trying to work with the body naturally as it is, trying to, instead of cutting out the bad parts, just removing the blocks to self-healing, because the body has the power to heal itself if you remove the barriers. Okay, food is a big barrier. Having tension and stress in your life is a big barrier to your body healing. But these barriers can be removed, and that's when you get well. So if you're interested in learning more about that, I'll put a link down below for the Digestive Rescue Blueprint video guide. Definitely want to check that out. Free when you sign up for my email list. And I'll catch you guys next video. Thanks for watching. If you're suffering from digestive issues like IBS, leaky gut, Crohn's disease, or ulcerative colitis, I've created a special gift for you. It's my Digestive Rescue Blueprint, yours free when you sign up for my email list. As someone who suffered from terrible digestive issues for many years, I know what you're going through, and I created this guide with the information I wish I could have had all those years ago.